Woo, Chile, it is hot today. This is Beauty Manifested. I am Danny DeTige, and I want to talk a little bit about what I've learned in sales. I've been in sales for the past 4 years, and honestly kind of before that too, but I've really been in hard sales for the last 4 years. And let's talk marketing and how this relates to every area of your life. Someone could have the most trash product ever, but if the marketing is exceptional, it's going to do well. It's going to do well. They might not get a bunch of loyal customers, but sometimes you don't need that. You can just make a bunch of money up quick. Proper marketing and positioning is key. The packaging is key. The location is key. All of these things are essential. And that's why we see the most popular thing is usually not the most quality thing. And so someone who takes the time to go out and find the most quality thing is exceptional. That's someone who goes the extra mile. That's someone who goes above and beyond. And that's someone who is, I would say a high quality person, because they're seeking out the highest of quality things. The popular thing is not usually the most high quality thing. But I feel like there's a lot to be said about that. And so I would say the masculine version of sales would be, and now I'm thinking of dating a little bit, and this, I'm telling you, this applies to all things. Even with my garden, for example, if I have the most beautiful, lovely front yard garden, front landscape, and I could do it myself, or I could have someone else come out and get it, people are gonna think highly of our house and of our family. But they don't know what's going on inside that house. They don't know what it looks like inside the house. They don't know the emotional traumas that may be going down in that house. They don't know any of that. But if your front yard garden looks really nice, that's a big thing. Before, my neighbors sold their house, and they sold it for a really good price, above market value. They had the landscaping redone and fixed up, and it looked fantastic, and they sold the house above market value. So that's one thing. And then in dating, I would say the masculine side of sales would be the traditional cold call method, buy or die. You just keep on following up until the person you just wear them out and they buy your product. And I'm sure as women that we've all experienced this scenario in dating, that guy who just pursues you for so long and so hard that finally, when you have a moment of loneliness, you're he's just been here and been following me for so long. Maybe I should give him a chance. At least he's consistent. That must mean something. He must really like me. And then you get the guy and he's trash. Because he probably does that to everybody. He just sends out his weekly messages. Yeah, but anyways. And sometimes that works out. I mean, I don't know. It never worked out for me. I'm still single. But I don't know. So I would say that's the man's way of using sales in their life. And then the woman's way would be packaging and location. Dressing herself up beautifully, making sure she always looks well put together, maintaining her reputation, having a consistent brand voice that is aligned with her goals, putting her location, putting herself in places where her ideal mate would be and could see her, and all of those things. And so she's not actively selling, calling and doing all of those things, but she is presenting herself as a high ticket item, and then putting herself in places that high ticket items would be. And that's part of the positioning of positioning herself as a high ticket item. And that's kind of how women do that. And sales is everything. So if you're not working on your image and you're not having the results that you want, I think that's a good place to start. You have to work on your branding, and you have to look at yourself as a product, honestly. You're selling yourself, and not just for potential mates, but in general, because networking is everything. This job market is difficult. You want to be able to get the kind of jobs that you didn't even have to submit a resume. You just, someone put in a good word for you. You had a phone call with whoever's in charge of hiring, and you got the job like that. Or maybe someone already works at the company and they coach you through the interview process. whatever. But you definitely want to have an in, and you want to get a seat at the table, and your branding is a really big part of that. You do not want to be out here alone in the world. And I've talked about this in some of my dating videos before, where I say a man needs to be, you know, making eye contact and experiencing your family very fast and very quickly, because the last thing you want is a man thinking that you are out here unprotected and by yourself. That's not good. Like, that is not good. You need to present yourself in a way that it is very clear that there is someone who loves you and someone who cares about you. And this is going to be totally, I'm not going to say the words, I don't know all the YouTube rules yet, but people who experience SA and like, you know, where they like ship you off to other countries, where you get forced into, you know, that kind of work. I think, you know, like in Taken, you also Taken, that kind of stuff. And obviously Taken was a different scenario because her dad did care about her a lot. But if you never let a man know that there's nobody who cares about you, that you live alone in this city, you don't have any family here, and nobody's checking for you, don't do that. Don't ever, even if you don't have a lot of friends, and I know a lot of women don't, we tend to not have as many friends, don't let a man know that. So you have lots of friends, you have lots of people to care about you. Tell him, oh, I'm on the phone with I'm very close with my family, I'm very close with my sister, I'm very close with my dad. Tell him, oh, I told my dad about you, he wants to talk to you. Tell him all those things, because he's going to treat you better if he knows somebody cares about you. And same thing in business, same thing anywhere you go in life. You need to be someone that other people care about. You need to be someone of influence. You need to be someone who has a strong reputation and someone who is loved and admired by others. And that will make others love and admire you as well. I don't know why it works like this. It just works like this. Never, like, it doesn't look good if you even... I talked about the dating websites. This keeps going back to dating, but it's also about work. In dating, I don't like the dating websites anymore. I do not use them. And one thing that I heard someone else say is that as soon as a man sees that you're on a dating website, he 9 times out of 10 is going to assume you must not be having men of your caliber approaching you in public. Because if you did, you would have no reason to be on the dating website. Like, dating website feels like a call, like a cry of desperation, literally. And I know, don't feel judged. I know a lot of people use dating websites. I've used dating websites. I know it's easy. I know it's convenient. I know a lot of us women, we're busy, we're working, and we don't have time to just go out and meet men all the time. But I'm telling you, it doesn't look good. It doesn't look good. It looks like you have some sort of deficiency in that you can't meet people in public, or at least like the people that you do meet in public are not the kind of people who you want to meet, and so you have to go online. Like, it looks like you had to go online. Like, there's a reason that you're online. I don't like that. Same thing with applying to jobs on, like, or putting out sales things, like, I don't know, like cold calls or really desperate ads. It just doesn't have a good look. Like, why are you calling random strangers if you do such good business? Like, how come you don't have referrals? How come you don't have referral partners? How come you don't have like walk-in clients? Or I know everyone doesn't have a brick and mortar business, but like, internet leads and stuff like that is for people who literally are just starting out in business and they don't have any clientele at all. It does not look good. It doesn't. It's like, why are you having to call these people? Because people who have been in business for a while and have like a lot of credibility, they're not having to do that. They're not. And then for job interviews, like, you don't want to have to use Indeed. There's nothing wrong with Indeed. I've used Indeed. I've hired from Indeed. But my favorite way to hire is definitely from a personal referral, someone who I meet, someone who I already know their character, and that's the best way that an employer would like to hire. You want someone to reach out to you. Yeah, because even the people Indeed, it's kind of, you're like kind of wondering, like, why don't you have a job? Like, why are you in between jobs? Like, why are you on here? You want the employer to reach out to you on LinkedIn. You want someone to refer you to the job, put in a good word for you, You want to maybe meet the employer out and about at a networking mixer. You want to be desirable. And a great way to be desirable is by making it seem like you already have options. And not making it seem, but like actually having other options. Like, you just never want to be in a position of desperation. It doesn't look good. It doesn't leave a good taste in anyone's mouth. And it's not the ideal position to be in. So I guess that's where I'm going to leave this at. I love you guys. Sales is life. Marketing is life. Present yourself. If you're a man, just keep following up. Eventually you're going to get the girl. Please don't drop the ball once she finally gives you a chance. I hate that, but that is the way to her heart. Keep following up. Eventually she's gonna give you a chance. That's just how it works. Eventually she's gonna have a moment. And then for women, keep looking good, keep working on your brand, present yourself in the best way possible. Every single detail of your reputation and your personal brand matters, so pay attention to detail. Always be impeccable. Always be impeccable. Do not miss. Focus on yourself, build yourself up so that you are so desirable and so delicious that, of course, you're going to get the man, and it's just a matter of time. So, like, be that woman that every man who would want to be with. Be that woman that when you walk into a room, like, every girl in there wants to be your friend, and every man in there wants to stand beside you because you're just that girl. Be that. Don't try to get a man, talk to a man, go on the website. Don't do nothing like that. Don't do nothing like that. Put yourself so high on a pedestal, and not just like, oh, I'm on a pedestal. Like, literally work to put yourself so high up on a pedestal and be so desirable and so just on your thing. Your image is impeccable, that you're irresistible. Like, literally anyone would want to be with you. And then you can make a man jump through hoops because he's looking at you like, yeah, you're worth it. Like, have you seen this girl? Like, yeah, I would swim through shark-infested waters for her. Like, have you seen her? Like, she's like, anybody would be lucky to be her husband. Be that girl. That's all I have to say. I love you guys. Be blessed. Have a beautiful day. Peace.